Greetings and welcome to part 3 of the trombone series. We're using essential elements for band for trombone. This is going to focus on the yellow belt for band karate, page 7 through 9 in your essential elements book, or numbers 20 through 39. Alright, so here's some new stuff to get you going. At the top of page 7 in the orange box, it talks about a whole note. So a whole note doesn't have a stem on it. It's just a circle. And that means you're going to hold it for 4 beats. So if my B flat, just hold it for 4 beats. Remember, a half note is 2 beats. A quarter note is 1 beat. Alrighty? Also in that orange box we have a whole rest. It looks like there's a hole underneath the 4th line. So it's a whole rest. It's 4 beats of silence. So you're going to use those. Let's look at number 21. It's called The Whole Thing. So it starts off with a whole note E flat that we're going to play for 3 beats. Again, remember, a little behind the bell for that E, 3rd position. Then we have 4 Ds, 4th position, a little past the bell. Then we play a 6th position C whole note. Then you have a whole rest for 4 beats. Then a half note B flat, 2 quarter note 4th position Ds, and then a whole note E flat, followed by the double dot, double bar for a repeat sign. You're going to play number 21 twice. Whole rest, 4 beats. Whole rest, 4 beats. You're going to need the whole note for your yellow songs. Turn the page with me. We're going to skip around a bit in this video. To page 9. Look at number 38, Jingle Bells. So your yellow belt songs consist of 38, 31, and 34. We're going to start with Jingle Bells. So notice that about halfway through the first line you have a whole note D, so you're going to need that whole note for that. So let's go through the notes of Jingle Bells first. It's going to go D, 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 F, B, C, D, E, 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 D, 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 C, C, D, C, F, second line, D, 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 F, B, C, D, E, 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 D, D, F, F, E, C, B. So you might notice with Jingle Bells that the first line and the second line are almost the same. It's only the last 2 measures or boxes at the end of the second line which are different from the first line. So here's Jingle Bells. Notice that I'm playing jingle bells, jingle all the way, and I'm not going jingle bells, jingle all the way, and adding extra notes. It's very straight on the beat. Your next yellow belt song that I like to go in, it would be number 31, which is a Mozart melody, which is also known as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Now, this one uses a new note that you haven't learned yet. So we're going to look at number 27 at the top of page 8 to learn that new note. So that orange box is a G. You notice that it's on the 4th space, right? All cows eat grass. That's why it's a G. It's also in 4th position. Just like your D is in 4th position, your G is in 4th position. Your D G. It's higher. If you're struggling to get the higher notes out, tense up your lips, blow a little faster air, let your tongue rise a little bit. Make sure you're nice and firm here. If you're too flabby, then you're not going to get a good sound. Also, make sure your cheeks are staying in, nice and pucker. We don't want. Good. So let's look at number 31. Let's go over the notes. B, B, F, F, G, G, F, E, E, D, D, C, C, B, F, F, E, E, D, D, C, F, F, E, E, D, D, C, B, B, F, F, G, G, F, E, E, D, D, C, C, B. Your last yellow belt song is number 34, which is Doodle All Day. This one has another new note. When we look right above it to 33 to find out what that note is. It's an A. A is in second position. Remember, that's just out a little bit. Okay, 3 is here, 1 is here, so about halfway. About 1.5 inches, 2 inches out is all you need. Notice that it's low on the staff, and that's the all Celtic grass. That's why it's right there on the first space. Nice and flabby. Alright, so Doodle All Day 34. This one, the notes are D, D, B, B, D, D, B, D, D, E, D, C, half rest, C, C, A, C, C, A, F, F, E, C, E. Alright. Notice there's a repeat sign on this one too. Those are the Yellow Bed songs. Let's go over a few other songs that are really good stepping stone songs to work on in this section. Go back with me to page 7. Let's look at March Steps, number 23. I'm not going to go over the notes on these, but if you need to write your notes in, go right ahead, use the chart on page 6, or use your All Cows Eat Grass for the spaces, and Good Boys Do Fine Always for the notes on the lines to help you. Another good one is 25, Lightly Road. at 27, which is utilizing that G for the first time. At the end of 27, I almost forgot, you see what looks like a little eyeball. It's called a fermata. It means you're going to play that note a little longer than normal. Hold it as long as you want. Now we're going to take just a second and talk about articulation or tonguing. Normally, when you're playing an instrument, you want to use your tongue to separate the notes. T, 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 t. So you might want to just practice going ta or tu or t, 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 t. And then with your air, gives you that nice crisp attack. If you just blow with your air, it sounds more unfocused. It doesn't sound as good. So work on tonguing all of your notes to get that nice crisp sound. Let's look at number 28, Au clair de la lune, another fun song. 33 is deep pockets, and that's where you first have the note A. Notice this one also has a fermata at the end. I might hold it extra long. Why not? As long as you want to. Good. Look at 36 with me also on page 9. It talks about, in the box above it, pickup notes. So pickup notes are when they add an extra note or two to the beginning of the song, and they usually will take one from the end of the song off there to put it on there. So this is a tisket, a tasket, so it's a tisket, a tasket. Without the pickup note, you wouldn't have an it would just be tisket, So have a listen. 36. Another fun song that I like to do is 39. We'll take a second also because there's another box between 36 and 37 that talks about dynamics. Dynamics is your volume control. That controls your louds and your softs. So it talks about forte, the F. When you see an F underneath your music, that's not the note name. What that stands for is forte, and in Italian that means strong or loud. So F, forte, strong. If you see a P, that's piano, which is soft. Okay? If you see an M on one of those letters, that means medium. So MF is medium loud, mezzo forte. MP is mezzo piano, or medium soft. So music isn't just about your notes and your rhythms, but it's also about your volume, how loud or how soft you want to play. We're going to look at 39. The whole song is mezzo forte, a medium loud, just your regular playing volume, my dreidel. Good piano. Okay. I guess I was wrong. There was an MF for medium loud, then it went to a piano for soft, and then it went to a forte for a loud. Woo! So that is the yellow belt for band karate. Keep practicing. This is the first time you're getting some really, really good songs. Practicing every day for 20 to 30 minutes is a fantastic way to get better on your instrument. You could practice more, though. Have a wonderful day.